Hey, everybody. Got a great question here from one of my inner circle students, and she's asking about doing a database reactivation and the best way to send emails. So I thought I'd answer that question. Hey, everybody. Steve Rosenbaum from Flawless Follow Up. How's everybody doing out there? You hear a lot about database reactivations or win back programs, as I call them, right? And they're great. They absolutely work great. But there are some things that you need to be careful of in terms of what's the best way to send out those emails. Now, Eva, who's in my inner circle group, she asked that question today. Hey, Steve, when doing a reactivation campaign using email, do you send the emails out using the client's email address and CRM, or fill in the blank, right? Trying to figure out what's the easiest way to do this that will bring the best results to the client. All right, now, Eva, if I'm reading your question the right way, you want to know where are we going to send these emails from, correct? You want to know the correct sending email address. Do we send it from inside their flawless follow-up or their CRM or the high level? Do we send it from the regular email? What's the best way to do that? All right. Great question. And there are definitely some considerations that we need to take into account. So I made a list of them here. Here are some things that you want to do for best practices. Number one, as you gather all those email addresses from all the different places, and they're everywhere, right? They're in their CRM, they're in their, and many many customers these days, many of your clients probably have multiple CRMs. They probably have multiple high level instances, right? Because they've worked with different marketing companies. Each one has brought them a CRM, has brought them high level or HubSpot or something, and they've got clients everywhere. Check all those places. Check their QuickBooks. Check the back of their WordPress site, right? So many of these themes come with the newsletter. Sign up for our free newsletter, and they're on the websites, and the businesses aren't even aware of it. And what they don't know is that people go in there and they sign up for the free newsletter. I've had clients who go in the back there and they've got 700, 1,000 or more email addresses in the back of their WordPress. They didn't even know it. So you're going to go to all these places, gather all those email addresses, put them into a spreadsheet, make a CSV file. Now, you need to clean them up. You might do some manual work, or you might go use an email validation service. There's many of them out there. I don't have a personal preference that I want to recommend because I haven't tested enough of them. All right, but I do have a few that I do have licenses to. I run them by, and they do a pretty good job. Clean those up, get rid of duplicates, get rid of the ones that are misspelling or the ones that are known honeypots. That validation service will help you with all of that. Run that through. That's what I mean by clean and validate your list. Now, when you load it into your CRM, or your customer CRM, and you should do it from their CRM for sure. All right, you want to track the responses, you want to set up tagging, you want to set up all those automations, but you also want to make sure do not send this from their primary email sending domain. Now, here's why. All right, these are cold. If you're reactivating, they haven't been heard from in a while. They're cold. You're going to get some bounces. You're going to get some unsubscribes. You're going to get that. You need to understand that's going to happen. All right. And if you're sending from the primary sending domain, you could definitely hurt the sending domain's reputation. All right. You could get them blacklisted. You could get them just listed, deprioritized from the email sending from Gmail and Outlook if they're seeing that a lot of these are bouncing, are getting deleted, are being marked as spam or whatever. So don't send this from their main email domain. What you could do is you could set up a subdomain, or best practice would be go out and get a completely different domain. You might get something that might be a .co or something. Check the email delivery of those different sending domains because, or the .co's, I don't think they get through quite as well. You just want to do some research into some of the best uh, uh, TLDs for that. All right, so set up a separate domain, or at a minimum, a separate subdomain. And then what you want to do is you want to warm up that domain. Now, this is a pain, and many people don't want to do this because it takes time. But if you want the best results, take the time to do it. You can find lots of information online about the best way to do this. But you basically want to send a few emails out a day to people that you know are going to respond, and you want to warm this up and get Get the email service providers used to seeing this domain and getting in and inboxing the right way. After you do that, limit the emails to small daily batches. Now, I'm talking about you're doing your reactivation campaign. Don't go send out 10,000 emails on your very first day. It's not going to work. You're not going to like the results. Ramp it up. Ramp it up with 25 or 50, or then get it to 100. You're do a little research. You're going to find different people say different things. If you start with maybe 10 or 20 for a day or two, then double it the next time. Let that go for a couple times. Make sure you're getting inbox, then double it again. Ramp this up. So if somebody's got several thousand email addresses, you might tell them, hey, at the beginning, we're going to take a good month to do this because we're gonna get a new domain. We're going to warm it up. That's going to take a few weeks right there. Then we're going to start dripping things out. So you want to make sure that you're setting the right expectations. Now, in a best case scenario, you get a client that already has a complete separate email sending domain already warmed up and everything else. Or if you're going to provide this as an ongoing service, you might go out and start building subdomains of your own and email sending domains and warming them up for your clients and selling those. They're valuable, right? Tell somebody, look, you could either wait while we set yours up, or I've got one already warmed up. I'll sell it to you for X amount of money. It's valuable. All right. So then, of course, you're going to test your delivery and your inboxing. Make sure that the emails you're sending out are getting received and that they're getting into the inboxes. All right. Now you see that I say here, set up a dedicated domain and use the Postmaster tools to get the best results. Here's what I mean by that. Let me go into my system here and let me show you. All right. Here we are inside of my flawless follow-up system. This is what it's going to look like. Hang on a second. I just want to make sure. Yeah. Okay. All right. So this is inside of my flawless follow-up system. And you're welcome to bring your clients over here. We can help get them set up if you like. If you got your own high level, this is what you want to do. You want to go into the email services settings right here, email services, and check out what this says, dedicated domain and IP address. You want to click on this. All right. And you want to set up separate sending domains. And you notice here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, right? Because you're going to set these up. There's a wizard that will walk you through it. All right. And by the way, if you ever need any help, ask for help down here. We've got 24/7, 365 help for our clients. Click on that green button. You could help them. Ask them, how do I set up a dedicated domain service? They'll be able to help you with that. All right. Now, the reason we have this is because once you set these up, if you go into domain configuration, the software allows you to assign different domains to each area of the software. So default dedicated sending is right there, mail.flawlessfollowup.com. But in our workflows, we use a different one, mail1.flawlessfollowup.com. In our one-to-one conversation, if we're just using the conversation manager, we're using mail2. So if you do this, you're going to have even more granular control. Now, it's not necessary, but it does give you the most granular control over this. All right. So you should probably have at least a separate one for your one-to-one conversations versus your workflows and your bulk and your default, because you're going to get the most bounces. You're going to get the most spam complaints when you send out large quantities of emails, like you might from bulk or you might from workflow and so forth. But your one-to-one, you want those to go through. You want to make sure that those go through. Also think about your appointments, right? You might want to take your appointments and make sure that, you got them on a fairly clean campaign. So this is a clean domain. So this is why you set things up this way. Now, again, this is best practices, not necessary, but it will get you the best results. All right, finally, I want to show you here also, if we go back here to Postmaster Tools, you want to make sure that you connect your Google and go through setting up with the Postmaster Tools. It's going to help you get the best delivery. They also have one here from Microsoft. I have not done this. All right, so this I'm hearing a lot of folks getting I have seen bounces going to Microsoft and Outlook. I assume that this might help with that. This is new. I haven't seen it yet. It's Outlook Postmaster Tools. So this is something I myself am going to look into this because I haven't. All right, Eva, back to your question. It was a great question here. I hope I've answered it. And if you or anybody watching this video has any questions about the email setup, marketing automation in general, all right, and how to get more results, more sales, what I call automating your profits, just reach out to me. All right. I'm Steve Rosenbaum. My agency is called flawlessfollowup.com. I also run the APES group for all of this called the Automatic Profits Expansion System. This is for you. If you're in business, if you're a professional, if you want to send out emails, if you want to make more money by maximizing the lifetime value of each and every customer you ever get, if you want to convert more of those leads into sales, this is the place to come. Go to school.com/apes, school.com/apes. It's the automated profit expansion system. Also, look me up, Steve Rosenbaum from flawlessfollowup.com. If you have any questions, I'm here to help. Thank you, Eva. Great question. Thanks for watching the video. Have a great day. Bye-bye.